Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Well, we talked about camels and dromedarians and...
Dromedaries. I feel like you're making fun of me.
Only a little bit.
Because I kind of knew the word that you didn't know at all.
I didn't know it at all, you're right, yeah. And obviously God was back and forth with punishing people and saving people, and he's just, all over the goddamn board.
He's a waffling fuck.
Right, but the islands, they're either fucked or they're not. I'm not really sure. Haven't figured that one out yet.
Much like the poor, it just depends on the day.
Yeah. So something's happening with the island still. Mm-hmm. He talks about them a lot.
But was it a magnificent chapter?
It was a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about magnificent, but God thinks it's magnificent. He thinks he's magnificent.
I don't know that, God thinks he is magnificent, but the chapter 60, 61, and 62 are labeled as the magnificent
right.
chapters.
Right, yeah. So that was Isaiah chapter 60 that we just read, correct?
Sure as fuck was.
And today we're getting into...
Isaiah chapter 61.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, so we are hopping into Isaiah chapter 61.
Okay.
The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me.
Ugh, get off.
I wish that had been planned, but it
never is. Nothing we do is planned. So,
except for maybe what chapter we're doing.
Right.
Even that is questionable sometimes. Yeah. Because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor.
Sometimes it's bad news.
I know. I'm worried about how we're treating the poor today.
Yeah.
He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. Why you gotta bind them up? To proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners.
I mean, that sounds good.
To proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. I almost thought that said flavor for a minute. And I was like, what flavor is the Lord's?
I'm going to go with I don't rotten egg.
I was thinking dick flavored. I don't know. And the day of vengeance of our God to comfort all who mourn and provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning.
Wow, this is sounding pretty good right now.
I know.
For the people of Zion in Israel.
Yeah.
His people.
Yeah. And a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. That's so poetic. It's kind of nice. That was kind
I
of
mean,
a nice
it yeah,
writing
sure.
bit.
But I just don't believe it.
No, I don't either.
That's where I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
Is that I'm waiting for the other
the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
The other sandal to fall.
Right. That's the one.
They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of His splendor. Because there's nothing like a God who likes to show off all the fucking time.
Right.
And
He definitely does. Like if we're not talking about God, if we're not like praising God, if we're not groveling and fearing God,
it's only because we're talking about how awesome Solomon is.
Don't forget Samuel's hair.
I know, right?
That's some good hair.
Oh, that fancy hair. Samuel with the good hair.
Right.
They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated. They will.
Why were they devastated?
Because God let them get attacked and taken.
Yeah.
What's that word?
Captive.
Captive. That's the word. Yeah.
I thought that was the case. I just wanted to double check. You know.
Yeah. You know why.
I know.
They will renew the ruined cities that have been devastated for generations. Strangers will shepherd your flocks. Foreigners will work your fields and vineyards.
It's a really nice way of saying slaves.
They said this last chapter.
I know. We covered it last chapter. But like they tiptoe around
We're
the
gonna
slave
own
labor.
people and force them to work for us.
Yeah.
But they'll be singing while they do it, so it's okay.
They have really nice ways of saying it, but that's what it is.
It's still slavery.
Right.
Yeah. And you will be called priests of the Lord. You will be named ministers of our God. You will feed on the wealth of nations, and in their riches you will boast.
Let's just be clear here, because we're going to conquer them and kill them.
Yes.
And enslave
and
them.
take their goods. We're going to loot and pillage.
I just want to make sure that is spelled out.
Right.
Because they're not spelling it out.
Moreover, let's not boast.
Right. Yeah.
Just
Killing
chillax.
people is not okay, first of all.
And pillaging is not okay either.
Right.
Just fucking sit at home and chillax.
Do you remember how bad it was back in the like earlier days of the Bible when they would like burn entire cities to the ground and shit? Like we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they were some murdery little
They were, but
beasts.
now they just pillage everything. I'm like, okay.
And take everybody as slaves.
It was almost more point of the matter when they burned it down. Like it was almost more like, our God said you're evil, so we're, like
we want this piece of land and we want to walk on it.
And we want to totally destroy you because you're evil and bad, right?
Because you're not us.
But now it's just like, we don't like you, so we're going to kill you, take your stuff, and enslave you.
Yeah.
And it's different. There's a different connotation there as far as how that all works in my mind anyway.
Well, before it was like, we will kill you, period, the end, you bad fuck.
Right, and I'm not okay with either one.
No, but now it's like, you kind of suck and we don't like you, but it's more that we're looking for a reason to take your shit.
Right.
Like, we don't really give a crap that you suck.
Yeah.
We really couldn't care less.
But God said we could take your shit, so we're gonna.
And that is very exciting.
Right.
Because I like your shit.
Yeah, and as long as God says it's okay, we're fine.
So how do we phrase this in such a way as that it looks like God said we could?
Yeah.
That's the impression I'm getting.
That's the impression I'm also getting.
Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion. And instead of disgrace, you will rejoice in your inheritance. And so you will inherit a double portion in your land, and everlasting joy will be yours. Like an everlasting God stopper?
Yeah, sure.
For I, the Lord, love justice. No, you love vengeance, and that's a different thing. I hate robbery and wrongdoing.
What? He's literally telling them to do that.
But it doesn't count as robbery if I have decided that those people are subhuman and that we deserve to have their shit.
This is the shit that I fucking hate. He is God. He created all people, all of the world, all of the universe. Yet, he created some people as lesser and subhuman and not worthy of redemption. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, see, when I asked people about this, what their answer is that, well, honey, it's not that he was for it so much as he was talking to people where they were. That's what they believed. And so God was just meeting them where they were. And I was like, but God could do better. He could teach them to do better.
He hardened Pharaoh. I'm going to go back to it again. I use it all the time. He hardened Pharaoh's heart. He changes people's minds. He's able to influence people in dramatic ways according to the Bible.
He got pissed off when they weren't following the rules he set forth. Therefore, he has the power to set forth rules and get pissed when the rules aren't followed.
Right.
But he's not even trying.
Let's be honest, he gets pissed even when he makes people do things.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then he's like, I can't believe you did the thing. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
There is no appeasing this fucking God.
No. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. In my faithfulness, I will reward my people and make an everlasting covenant with them. That means I'm going to put my hand on their dick and cup their balls in my hand.
And I'm wondering, we should start counting how many everlasting covenants he's done with his people.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a significant amount at this point.
It really does. And how can anybody keep that many promises?
Well, I mean, why do you have to keep making new everlasting covenants? Why didn't you just make one that was binding for all time? That seems more. That seems easier.
It seems also like it makes more sense.
Right? Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just a heathen.
Sure.
Their descendants will be known among the nations, and their offspring among all the peoples. All who see them will acknowledge that they are a people the Lord has blessed.
That's great.
I delight greatly in the Lord. My soul rejoices in my God.
Hold on. I got one thing here. If you're a group of people who does not believe in this God, do you give a fuck at all about their God?
No.
Then why would you be commenting on how they delight in the God and how they, revel in his whatever? And this seems very false.
It is false.
And not correct, because this is not how it would go down.
No, not at all.
Okay.
For he has clothed me with garments of salvation and arrayed in me a robe of his righteousness. As a bridegroom adorns his head like a priest, and as a bride adorns herself with her jewels. For as the soil makes the sprout come up, and a garden causes seeds to grow. A garden doesn't cause seeds to grow.
No, there's a lot more involved than that.
The garden itself is just where it is.
Yeah.
Like the garden is the seeds growing.
Right.
That's just a weird phrasing.
Yeah.
So the sovereign Lord will make righteousness and praise spring up before all nations. The end.
I mean, on the surface, it could, like, if I felt like this was a worthy God of following, right? I could take this better than the way I'm taking it. It's just that we've read the Bible up to here.
Right.
And I don't believe the fucker.
I'm like, you're full of shit.
Yeah. And again, in canon,
obviously,
as we're talking about this, as we're pretending that God is a thing.
Right.
I don't believe this God is going to hold up his end of the bargain, because he never has.
Right.
It's just been it's so back and forth all the time. It's almost impossible to follow. You can't even keep up with how much he changes his goddamn mind.
No. And you said something just then that I really want to comment on. You said, as we're reading this and pretending that God is real. And I have seen atheists that like pounce on that. Like, why are you pretending he's real? That's dumb. He's not. And
right.
I feel like you're not understanding what we mean by that. So assuming that you questioning atheist person are listening, here is the answer to that. When you read a book and you talk about the characters in the book, you talk about them as though they exist.
Yeah.
So like when I'm reading, say, an Agatha Christie mystery novel starring Hercule Poirot, I will say, assuming that Poirot is, a person doing these things.
Sure.
That all goes without saying, but we have to say it because it's the Bible. Poirot does these things, and then we talk about his actions, right? That's what we're doing here. We're discussing a fucking character.
Well, and I think, to be fair, I think atheists get up in arms about pretending that there is a God, because there is a lot of harm that is done by this book. And specifically, a lot of atheists have been harmed by, the actions of people involved in this book, the book itself, the culture around it, everything,
right.
So there's a lot of emotion pent up in this whole world of religion.
Right. And I understand that. I just, for a second there, I had to get on my high horse and be like, I know that there's not a God. That's why we're doing this podcast. I'm an atheist too, okay? Gosh.
No, and really the only reason I call it out occasionally is just to remind, because sometimes we get very involved in what we're talking about, like in the story.
And we're like, God does this and God does that.
And if you didn't know us, you might not know that we were actually atheists, possibly.
Okay.
We might just be angry Christians or something, you know? Okay. I don't know. So I feel the need to call it out occasionally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is important to live in that world a little bit just so we can comment on the absurdity of it.
Right.
You know, we have to be able to be in that world and speak to it so that we can see the flaws and see the places where it's not correct or where it's not holding up its end of the bargain, right. You know?
Well, it's like when you're reading Greek and Roman myths and legends and you're like, oh my God, why did Hercules do this instead of that? Jesus Christ, if he had only blah, 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 blah. You're talking about the character, though, as though he's real. And it goes without saying that obviously he's not real. But because this is the Bible, we forget that somebody might hear us and think that we're not discussing a character.
Right.
Spoiler alert. God's not real. We don't believe in God, and God's just a character. And we're like, ugh, why is he so stupid? This character sucks.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, that was Isaiah chapter 61.
It sure as fuck was.
Which means that we'll be back tomorrow with
Isaiah chapter 62.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.